big fella.
Yup. If one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be some dreadhead niggas.
All right, we're not trying to get demonetized off the bat already. We're about to get our video taken down. Jesus. Hold on. I don't think he knows he's muted.
Yo, my bad. My connection's acting crazy.
No, not you, Kenny. I muted Kenny because he started playing music.
What?
Ain't trying to get our stuff taken down again, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the most electrifying podcast in sports entertainment. It's me, your boy, the Silverback Outsider. Joining us as usual, it's our producer who's being a fucking hater like I don't have music going every goddamn week. It's our producer, Mr. Weezy02, Mr. Mongo. Say what's up.
What's going on, everybody? How's been when's the last time we did this? A week ago?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I hope everybody had a good week. We missed a lot. We were busy. I had to go to my hometown to get checked out by some doctors. Good news, bad news, stuff like that. Everybody else kind of had a busy week, so we missed Thursday. Our apologies on that. But we're back to talk about Hell in a Cell, which is looking like hell.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we did miss this Thursday. In case you were wondering, Matty Reigns did retain his belt. He will probably be on in a little bit. Fuck that, though. No one cares that he retained his belt. So this Thursday, tune into us this Thursday as we will pretty much be going over everything that we missed. Today's show is mainly about Hell in a Cell, and joining us as usual, our street team, the captain, the man, the pink collector, Mr. Tito. Say what's up, Tito.
What's going on? And Kenny, those allergies sound crazy, sir.
Son,
you gotta get some decongestants. All right.
Nah, it ain't even the allergies. It ain't even the allergies, my dude. Do you see what I'm doing? It's called sparking. It's not even the allergy. What's going on? Thank you for joining us. Also joining us, we have our TV reporter now. Not even the news, not even the paper reporter, our TV reporter. Joining us, Mr. Baxley himself, Jay Boogie. Say what's up, Jay.
What's up, buddies? How y'all doing today? Excited to be back.
They
no, I don't want to hear from this
on TV.
I don't need to hear this dude here. So anyway, continuing on.
Yeah, he's big league.
Excited to be back and talk a little wrestling today.
Yeah.
What's going on? Like I stated, everyone, we will go over the Double or Nothing, and we'll go over the rest of the week's wrestling news on Thursday. Today, we'll do a quick talk about In Your House, which was more like In the Trash. And then we'll go into Hell in a Cell. Let's just, first of all, before we even go into that, let's have a little bit of quick news. During this week that we were out, there were tons of injuries. The one thing that we do have to talk about is the injury to the AEW champion, CM Punk. He technically has a broken foot and has to get that fixed. Instead of him dropping the title, AEW will have a tournament for an interim champion in the process. How do we feel about that? Because we all know how I feel.
Stupid, like Randy would say.
So, I think Matt caught this too. This sets up a very similar situation to when Punk did his Summer of Punk deal, the pipe bomb, and then leaving back in the WWE, where he won the championship and then was gone. And then there was a tournament to crown a new champion, and then he came back and they unified. I'm not saying the injury is not real; it's legit, but I think it's interesting. MJF just did a pipe bomb where he wanted to be fired, and then Punk, after winning the belt, says he's going to be gone for a while, and now they're setting up a tournament to crown a new champion. Where after someone wins a certain thing on one day,
First of all,
last
hold
time,
on. Moxley is already the number one contender for
that's what I was about to
AEW.
bring up. That's what I was about to bring up. Back in WWE, Rey Mysterio had to beat everybody in this tournament to be crowned champion. That same night, he faced John Cena for the belt and lost it to Cena. So next week, we're going to have a battle royal to determine who's going to face Moxley on the same night to then go on to face somebody at Forbidden Door, I think.
Either Tanahashi or Goto.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of parallels to the Summer of Punk that we got a while back that I thought was really interesting. But it sucks. It sucks. It really does. I feel for him. I feel for AEW because I'm sure that throws a lot of plans into whack. We were supposed to get Punk and Tanahashi.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's I don't know what we're gonna get.
Here's
and
my
with
thing.
With Danielson hurt, now you have to wonder who Tanahashi's even going to get to face now. Because I thought Danielson would be the easy, like, let's plug him in and let him face Tanahashi. I don't know that there's a ready-made opponent for Tanahashi now.
Like, I see what you're saying, Reggie. You don't mind because it's consistent with what they did when Cody was injured, which is true. They are consistent as far as they will not strip somebody; they'll just hold another fucking tournament and make someone a fake champion until the real champion comes back. I'm not complaining about that. We all know how I feel about CM Punk. We all know I'm not a fan of CM Punk or whatever the case may be.
You love that guy.
What? Don't get kicked off. CM Punk. The problem that I have goes back to this. Injuries happen. Injuries happen in professional wrestling. WWE did not know, as many people have pointed out to me when I made my little rant, WWE didn't know that Finn was going to get hurt when he won the Universal title. That's 100% true. Injuries happen. They are never planned. It just goes on that way. However, you can prevent an injury from happening by not putting your title on someone who has been out of the business for 7 years. 7 years is a long time for ring rust, whether it be ring rust from you playing professional basketball, ring rust from you playing professional football, ring rust from you playing baseball. If you are not doing something for 7 straight years, when you finally do something, there's a good probability of you getting hurt. A real good probability of you getting hurt because your body is no longer in tune for that type of punishment or whatever the case may be that you're taking. Your body has gone into a whole different mode. And the fact that Punk is champion and has he actually wrestled a full calendar year?
I mean, it's been 8 months. I mean, that seems like a lot of time to build up away from ring rust, though.
It would be a lot of time to build. It would be a lot of time to build up for ring rust if they were doing weekly house shows.
Still 8 months of matches, though. I mean,
I think
8 months.
I don't think
Justin, out of that 8 months of matches, though, he's had what, 5 matches?
I'm sure he's had.
I think he's had a match, then commentary, then a match, then commentary, then promo, then like he hasn't been wrestling consistently during those 8 months.
It hasn't been. You know how when Finn won his belt and he got injured, right? WWE was still going around doing house shows. All right. It may have been a Sunday when he won the belt and got injured, but Finn more than likely was wrestling that Friday, that Thursday, that Wednesday, that Tuesday of that week prior to that during house shows. AEW's not doing that like that. Their house shows are the only house shows they have are their weekly shows. That's it.
So we're
WWE
21 matches in. to his return. That's still like 20 matches. It's not like they rushed him and like it was like 2 matches and they said, all right, well, it's time to put the belt on him. I mean, injuries happen, freak accidents happen. I mean, Bryan Danielson's hurt. Cody Rhodes is hurt. Like, these are guys that have been wrestling quite a bit, and injuries just happen. Like, I don't blame AEW for putting it on, especially with what they're trying to accomplish right now, which appears to be to kind of get some executives on their side, potentially get on HBO.
Listen, y'all keep trying to push this whole it's so Punk so they can get executives on the side and stuff like that, so they can. Punk wouldn't be fucking famous if he wasn't fucking shoved down your throat by Tony Khan. Here's the thing. If Punk decided that if Punk kept his fucking mouth shut and never mentioned anything about wrestling again, you don't think AEW would have found another goddamn person who is better qualified for the fucking job? I'm not a fan of older guys coming in and taking over championships. I'm not a fan of that. We all know that. I'm a huge fan of homegrown talent winning the belt. I am a huge fan of that. However, if that's the case, they wanted to get someone who was a bigger name so they can get those execs. Daniel Bryanson is the way to go. Bryan Danielson is the way to go. He has a larger catalog. He's way more well known due to the fact of him wrestling and having a spot on a reality television show. If you're going to pick an older person, pick an older person that's been doing it for a minute, who's been consistent.
But he's hurt too. So like it would have been the same problem, right?
No, because he wouldn't have been put in that bullshit ass match where he would have gotten hurt.
What match?
He got hurt in the match with these guys, Jericho's people.
On Sunday?
Yeah.
Because I'd seen that he was hurt before that. And that's why he wasn't shown a lot in that match. So, either way, I think Bryan was going to be hurt regardless.
Not really, because if you're the champion, you're not putting the same storylines as every other Tom, Dick, and Harry. He wouldn't have been in those storylines for those fights to be in those instances to get hurt.
But as far as Punk goes, they were going to do this, like there was a comment earlier, they're going to do this eventually. I
want one thing. I want a CM Punk fan to really tell me why the fuck they're a CM Punk fan.
Well, none of us are Punk fans, so it's going to take a minute. If you're in the comments, feel free to talk. What is it about Punk that gets you wanting to see it?
What is it about somebody who I feel was not that unique in the ring at all that made them stand out? They really were not that unique in the ring at all that made them stand out. What about somebody like that who dissed their fans, pretty much said, fuck y'all, I'm walking out at the height of my career? Fans are clamoring for you to come back and you fucking dissed them for 7 years. Kiss my ass, it's not happening, it's not happening, it's not happening, it's not happening.
Yeah.
And you still faithful to somebody like that.
But isn't that why his name is so big though? Is because he did that for 7 years, and then AEW was able to get him to come out of retirement. He comes in, and that immediately gives him the whether you like him or not, like he's one of the biggest names in wrestling.
For what though?
I mean,
WWE
made it credible too because they brought him back to be on that Fox show. They viewed him as the biggest free agent in wrestling. So it's not it's just Tony Khan. It's everybody believes this dude is one of the biggest names in wrestling.
Why? But here's the thing. People always talk about he has good mic skills. Why? Because he talks about things that go on behind the scenes.
Punk got all, but he's got mic skills, highly overrated in the ring. I think that's the thing most of us believe.
Here's the thing. And so here's the thing. Like, he's so good on the mic because he can let you know Tripp's real name is Paul Levesque. That's what makes him so good. Because he can tell you what's going on behind the scene. The shit that we shouldn't know about. That's what makes him so good. Is what I'm hearing. Because it's always being brought back to that pipe bomb. It's always brought back to that pipe bomb. So you mean to tell me what makes this guy so good is the fact that he's telling fans what's going on behind the glass curtain? What's going on behind the curtain? That's what makes him so good. Whereas you got a guy like fucking The Miz who doesn't mention shit about what goes on behind the fucking curtain, but can get you drawn in and compelled to a goddamn match off of stories just of what's going on in the ring.
So, hold on. We'll cover more of this later. We got a short show today. So we said Punk got injured. Danielson's injured. Do we know what Danielson's injury is?
I think it's ankle also.
Ankle.
And
was him getting his leg closed in on the ramp, was that a stage thing, or did that?
No, that actually happened. And that goes back to my point also, because he was fighting with Adam Cole and Undisputed Elite, where if he was champion, he wouldn't have been involved and mixed up with that.
Yeah, but if he got injured on that, where he just got his leg trapped in the ring, like that could happen in any match.
That's a freak accident.
Walk down to the ring, that's a freak accident.
But anyway, so that's Danielson. So that's 2, and then Jeff Hardy
died in that tag match.
He got injured in the
I think
Darby
he had a
match.
concussion.
He apparently got injured in the Darby match, and the match with the Bucks at Double or Nothing. He got it. I agree, Justin. I think he got a concussion because he looked
out of it.
Very weird. Yeah.
When he took that kick to the head, it was over. It was we were all sitting there like, he's really like stuck. And then remember, for a while he was just out of the picture, out of the scene in the match.
Well, he took the kick to the head, but then he fell on his head when he did it. And then he went to go get up on the top rope, and it was like he couldn't even, like, he didn't know how to use his feet anymore. Like, he looked out of it.
He sat down on the bottom turnbuckle for a hot second, and Matt turned around and looked at him like, "You okay?" And he was like, he didn't like respond, and Matt had to keep going with the match.
Well, and then the doctor came over and started looking at him. Old buddy that was also the security for Wardlow. He came and sat down and was working on him on the side. And so I think he had a concussion.
Yeah.
Like, in addition to whatever else he's got going on, he also had a concussion in that match.
Yeah. And then, so we're about to get into the Cody thing because Cody is a very big deal for tonight. But another AEW wrestler got hurt too, Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky is currently getting an MRI, or was getting one a few hours ago. So that would be 2 of their champions. And then
three of their main stars overall.
So that's a tough week for them.
And especially if Danielson's out for a while, that probably ruins the blood and guts plans a little bit.
Yeah. Every time they want to do blood and guts, something happens, and they have to delay it, and then it's like a match is cursed. But so 4 pretty
huge names. Those are huge names.
Yeah. Like I said, say what you want about people that are on that list, but those are pretty important names overall on that roster. Going on next, before we get to the predictions, Cody Rhodes tore his pectoral.
So Cody ripped a titty, y'all. Cody ripped a titty.
That is really unfortunate because he has been the number 1 guy on Raw since he showed up.
He's been the number 2 overall guy in the company since he came back.
Only behind Roman. Now that Roman's gonna be gone for a few months.
They were riding that guy. So with Cody gone, who do you replace as that guy?
Drew Seth.
Ezekiel, baby. Bray Wyatt.
Look, all right, let's squash that now. I don't know where these reports are coming from. People are saying, "Oh, Bray Wyatt's going to come back tonight." No, he's not. No.
The reason why people are saying that is because Bray recently, within the past week, has put out several tweets letting people know that he's done being quiet. He's ready to finally talk, ready to finally let the world know what's going on. And because of those tweets, people are automatically assuming wrestling career. People, you got to remember, Bray was going through a lot. He was going through a divorce, going through a new relationship, becoming a father twice, best friend dying. Fuck wrestling. All right, this man was going through life. So him being ready to talk doesn't necessarily mean it has to do with per se wrestling in which company he's coming back to. That's what I personally believe. Because people still want to hear they're supposed to bring Goldberg back tonight. Here's the thing, that would have been a possibility, and I would not doubt that only due to I usually wouldn't doubt that, but Goldberg was on deck and ready. If I forgot who it was somebody.
MJF.
If MJF did not show up for Wardlow, Goldberg was on deck ready. So with that, I don't know if Goldberg will come back tonight. But here's the thing. Everybody says Seth Drew. The only other person that can actually bring in the type of fan reaction and merchandise the way that Cody was about to do for WWE is Brock Lesnar.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, Brock time, baby.
Please, no.
Cowboy Brock Lesnar.
Anything but more Brock and Roman, for God's sake.
You know,
I understand how you feel, but you got to understand this, Mongo. It's bound to happen for one reason and one reason only. Brock's reaction this time around, Cowboy Brock, the reaction that the fans gave him was big. It was big. People loved Cowboy
and
Brock.
he enjoyed it.
Yeah,
he was having fun with it.
That's the even bigger part. Not only was the crowd reacting the way they wanted the crowd to react, he was having fun. That's the dangerous part. If Brock is having fun, WWE is going to give him anything he wants.
Put me back in a coma.
No. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Just put me back. You're better shit than this. No, I don't care if Brock was. I don't care if it reinvigorated Brock and he's living his youth again. I don't give a shit. No more Brock and Roman. Done. We are done with that forever. We never have to do that feud again, ever. That is over.
You don't want to see him do an arm wrestling match?
Tito, I can't drive yet. So when I can, I'm gonna find you.
Listen,
you got the address.
Listen,
I do.
I'm not saying that Brock is my personal favorite and the choice that I would want, but think about it. Drew, people love Drew, but Drew is not going to get that same pop and reaction. If you're at a live event, even if you know that man is backstage, when you hear that guitar riff, that crowd goes crazy.
Yep.
that crowd goes crazy. And it's to say, as much as I hate fucking CM Punk, I've been in there when that pops off, the crowd loses their shit.
That's a good song.
It's a fucking awesome song. It's a great song. It's
if
a
he did one
great.
thing, if he's done anything right, damn it is getting that song. Damn, that is a good
That song. I'll put it to you this way: that song, as a black inner city kid, was my first introduction to heavy metal when I was young.
Interesting.
Because the group In Living Color was one of the few heavy metal groups that was actually being played on the video music box. That is a TV show that used to come on called Video Music Box that showed nothing but rap videos. And Living Color was the only heavy metal song that came on that show. So I'll give, like you said, I'll give Punk credit. That's grabbing that song was marketing genius. But he makes the crowd go wild when you hear that song the same way Brock does.
I don't think I can live through another Punk or Rock Roman thing. I just can't do it. I'd rather them bring back anybody else. I mean anybody else. Give me. You best bring back EC3 and Braun Strowman. Let's.
I think this is the perfect time to bring back Johnny Gargano.
Gargano
to die.
He said he's open for a return, so maybe
to die.
Anyway,
Listen,
so
who dies better than Johnny?
All right, we gotta do these predictions. Let's get these predictions out the way.
You're not wrong. Yeah, Cody's hurt, but he's still gonna wrestle.
Yeah.
So,
but he has to get it tended to immediately afterwards.
Yeah, he's gonna have to have. I guess he's gonna have to have surgery.
Yeah.
God, it sucks. I feel so bad for Cody, man. I really do. It sucks. But yeah, let's get these predictions on the docket and get them done. Our champ Matty Reigns isn't here today, but he sent us the predictions. So he's covered. We're good to go with him. We'll read his stuff off while we go through these. The first match, actually, I'm gonna put this up for y'all to see. If
Well, boy, excuse us, ladies and gentlemen. For once, Mongo is having technical difficulties, which is very odd for him. Because I will say this: we have one of the best producers in the game. He's on point, always keeps us on point. So him having technical difficulties is very odd. And I'm stalling right now because I know he's fixed it. No, it's fine. What I do want to talk about real quick while you are doing that, Mongo, is while you're trying to pull up predictions. In your house last night, I do believe was a failure. I do believe, like I said in the beginning, it was in your trash. It was something that could have came on USA. I was no pay-per-view feel to it, and that's been a problem because the last couple of NXT pay-per-views we've said that it was no pay-per-view feel to it.
Well, and the problem too, Kenny, is that Stand and Deliver, they changed titles for folks, and then the very next Tuesday they gave those titles back to the other people.
That's true.
Like,
also, I'm wondering, because I mentioned this because I brought it up. Someone brought it up on the post that I put about how, and they were like, NXT is missing. I missed the old NXT, and I was like, I understand missing the old NXT, but I don't completely dislike the new NXT. But what I think the issue is, the biggest issue I think is the fact that the new NXT is so developmental that it would work better on a network instead of primetime television. Because when it's on primetime television, we're holding it to a certain standard. And it's not living up to that primetime television standard right now. If it was on a network, I think it would have a lot more following and we'd be able to catch on to it a lot better than what we are now. I don't know. I think maybe that's it for me. Maybe.
So Kenny, I was talking in the captain's chat today with Greg and Matt, and we were talking about that exact thing. And I said, word for word, this is not me making it up. I said, the biggest thing is they really need to move 2.0 to Peacock because it's too much pressure on that young talent having them on that television every week, being held to that standard.
Yep, that's exactly. There we go.
For the viewer, I don't want to have to watch Peacock, but at the same time, the show just isn't good enough for regular television.
It's not.
And that was my exact words. I mean, and so we're on the same page on that. And I just think it's one of those situations where it's pretty clear that when you have a developmental brand, and this is why NXT, like it slowly started to gain traction on the network, is because we got to know the characters and all. And we had such low expectations because it's supposed to be developmental. And then eventually, it started to take off. And we all got way behind it because all those people improved so much. And that's kind of what I wish was happening now. Because like if like right now I'm having to compare Braun Breaker to the other champions, which is like Roman and, before that it was Brock and Bobby Lashley. And Braun's not on that level yet. But if you put them on the network and let them, or on the Peacock, whatever, put them over there, all of a sudden, Braun Breaker's not a bad champion for them. Carmelo Hayes is not a bad champion because
first of all, Carmelo Hayes is the talent of the new NXT.
He's phenomenal.
He's the talent. His match with Cameron Grimes, I do believe, was the only match I truly enjoyed. I enjoyed the 6-man match. I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy the 6-man match with Tony D and his boys against Legado. I enjoyed that.
Tony's really good too.
He is.
Like there are good pieces on NXT 2.0. I know Greg doesn't like Tony, but there's a lot of like little pieces that you really like, but it's hard to put it all together. And they're having to perform for 2 hours every week?
Yeah, where the old NXT was an hour.
1 hour. If they would go back to 1 hour on
and
the
now
network,
they're going to tour. They're going to start touring again.
Yeah, so they're not really weird. Those
kids aren't ready. They really are. And the ones who are ready, I feel they're doing the least with, like, or the most. It's no, you know what? The least is not the right word. They're doing the most odd shit with. Like Tony D is ready. That character, they gotta do something about that character itself. But as far as in ring, he's ready. He tells a story in the ring. I give him that. Another person that I think is actually really good. Well, it's a tag team. The Creed brothers. It took forever for them to realize that the Creed bros were their next version of the Steiners. Those kids got it. And you need to, like, I'm with you, Justin. Put them back on Peacock. That's the, because in prime time we keep saying they're missing something. They're missing something. They're missing something because we're holding them to prime. Right, we were holding them to prime time standards. We're like, it's just something that's not there. And
the other thing too is, Kenny, if we have to continue to compare it back to what it was last year at this time when they were on the net or on USA, and so you have to compare it to when we had Adam Cole, Killer Cross, you had Johnny, like you had all these stars. Adam Cole, I don't know if I said him, all these stars that we're having to compare it to because that's what we were used to on USA.
But hold on, that's another thing. That's another thing, Justin. I want to cut you off right there because that's another thing I brought up in my post. The NXT that we loved so much had ready-made stars.
Right. What did I tell you, Greg, earlier? Something along the lines of, well, the reason why AEW currently is as good as it is because it's NXT with better production, but maybe less storytelling. And so a lot of the reason why is because they have all the old NXT guys over there because they're all the ready-made stars are sitting over there from NXT or sitting in AEW now. And so if you want that old NXT back, you have to go back and pretty much watch AEW. You have to sacrifice a little bit of the storytelling because it's not as good. But the production quality is a little bit better. So it kind of is a little bit of a trade-off. But regardless, like, that's the thing we want to watch on regular television. But if you put 2.0 on Peacock, other than the fact that I don't really want to interact with Peacock, I would actually want to watch it more.
Yeah.
Because
I'll make it a purpose to tune in. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Right now, the reason I tune into 2.0 has everything to do with fantasy wrestling. It's not even because 100%. I want to get. It's not even because I want to give our wrestling fans all the best wrestling news that I possibly can. Which is sad.
It's 100%. It's 100% for fantasy. I mean, that's part of like last year when we first started when they made the switch to 2.0, and I had just taken over because JT had gone over to help out with Raw. First thing I did was I literally just watched 2.0 for 2 or 3 straight weeks and just took down names and looked at the ones I thought that could be stars. I was like, all right, well, I want Carmelo Hayes and I want Braun. And that's going to be the 2 guys I really want to pick up. And then I kind of went from there. I'm like, oh, okay, well, Mandy's back on there. Well, we should probably get Toxic Attraction, things like that. So, like, it helped me, and Tony D. And so, like, I learned a lot of the people through that fantasy wrestling thing. But if you put it on the network, I might actually just go watch it. Especially because then I don't feel tied to – of course, I also don't feel tied to watching it that night either. I can go in and watch it kind of whenever I'm ready.
Mongo, there's a question that says, what is it about 2.0 that you hate?
He hates Tony D'Angelo.
I do hate Tony D'Angelo. I'm sure he's a nice person. But it's a mojo hate.
That's Justin. Justin is in the fucking swamp somewhere. That's why he muted himself.
Anyway,
I'm grilling right now, and so I'm having to like mute myself when I walk over to my grill. So.
And your grill sounds like a screaming vulture. Okay.
Oh no! You know he has to walk around naked and some grease gone to him, so he screams.
Yeah, no, there's kids outside. I can't do it because there's kids outside, but 2, there's kids outside. Kenny, you know better than any of us. That's kind of what they sound like.
So there was a point of Black and Gold before it became the highlight of the indie darlings. And that was right around its 2nd or 3rd year when we had Bo Dallas, Neville, Tyler Breeze, Tyson Kidd, Charlotte,
Cesaro.
Like there are people that were from the indies, but they weren't like they got better once they got NXT. And there are people that were from the ground up that were there. Early NXT Black and Gold was able to nail that pretty well with a good mix. And then along the way, they just decided to just raid the indies. And that's what we got at the end of it before we went to 2.0. I like that version because it was more based around what you can do wrestling and storytelling wise that didn't involve hey, one of us is a virgin. Isn't that hilarious? He has that sex. Yeah, that's great. Like I think we're past that point. Like that was funny in the 90s. Cool, man. It is 2022.
Vince still enjoys those kind of jokes.
Basically, Mongo was telling us that he hates the fact that we still tease him about being one. So that's what that's.
I'm proud of myself. But we had 4 different storylines about
6
how tag teams were like mad at each other because they were going to try to go fuck somebody. And I was like,
That's because HB Sizzle.
Why?
Because HB Sizzle wants to be sexy.
We don't need 4
We
of
need
those.
sexy. You don't want your show to be sexy, huh? You don't want your show to be sexy. That's what it's about.
They have
If Kenny has to keep saying that, no, I don't. I don't want that at all.
They have talent, and they have people to like make good stuff work. And I like Braun. I know Kenny didn't like Braun. I like Braun.
Okay. Let's get into predictions. Let's get into predictions because we're gonna be here all night. We're gonna be here when the show is on. And that's something that we can't do.
Just saying, I have my reasons. I'm not crazy. I have my reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we'll do predictions. So, first match of the night, we have Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin. And I think originally this was supposed to be a no holds barred match. And I don't know if that's true anymore because I saw it listed somewhere as a regular match.
Last I heard, it was a no holds barred match.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're going to keep it that way unless something different happens. But so it's Madcap versus Corbin, no holds barred. Tito, who you got?
Give me Mr. Dad Jokes Madcap.
All right, Justin.
I'll also take Madcap Moss.
Kenny.
Madcap.
Let's see. Did y'all watch Next in Your House? We did. We're going to talk about it more Thursday. You can catch us Thursday, 8:30ish.
30ish.
Right back here or in our Facebook chat. You'll find us. But yeah, we're going to talk about it. Some of us liked it. Most of us hated it, but we'll get into it then.
I honestly forgot it was on.
I'm going to go. Oh, God. Okay, fine, whatever. I'll go Madcap. So Matt's also going Madcap Moss. That's sweet. Judgment Day versus AJ, Finn, and Liv.
I'm going Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. Okay.
Anyone not going Judgment Day?
I misspelled it.
I think that's
I'm also going Judgment Day.
Yeah, everybody. I think everybody's going Judgment Day.
Okay. Bailey returns a Hell in a Cell. I mean, to help Judgment Day. Yeah. Maybe. Bailey with Judgment Day? I don't know. Maybe. The U.S. Championship. We have Mustafa Ali trying to take away the belt from Theory. Anyone not going Theory? It's
me.
in Ali's hometown of Chicago.
That's me. I'm not going Theory.
Are you sure? Because it's in Chicago.
I'm going Ali.
Okay.
Ali is from Chicago too. Remember, Ali was Chicago PD.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I wouldn't go with him in Chicago because he never went to Chicago. But if so, Tito, you're gonna go Ali too?
I'm going Ali.
Yeah, I'm going Ali. Just because
it's going Theory.
It's his return to a face role too. Matter of fact, no, give me Theory. Give me Theory.
Matt goes Theory too. I got Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens.
Give me Elias.
Theory's gonna face Cena. Yeah, see, that's why I'm pretty much. I don't think Theory's losing that belt until SummerSlam.
Oh, I forgot about Cena. Yeah, give me Theory. I forgot all about Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me Theory. Yeah.
But Kenny, they could be taking the belt off Theory so they can build to them that match without a title.
When the hell
Nah,
SummerSlam? July or August?
August.
SummerSlam's in August.
They got
Money
a
in the
month.
Bank is next month, I think.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank. Yeah. Justin, who you got?
Who is this?
Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens.
Give me KO.
You ain't gonna go big Zeke.
No.
I'm going KO.
Zeke. And match on Kevin Owens. Bobby Lashley versus Omos and MVP.
Give me an MVP and Omos.
Sorry, I was cooking. Give me Lashley, and here's why: because they put MVP in this match to take the pin. Because then we're gonna get another match, and then Omos is gonna win that one to finish out the feud.
Okay.
I'm going Lashley as well, and switch me back to Ali again.
Yeah, that'll boy Kenny make these matches matter.
I'm gonna go Lashley as well, and Matt's going Omos and MVP. Raw Women's Championship: Becky Lynch versus Asuka versus Bianca Belair. Is there anybody that's not going Bianca?
I'm going Bianca.
And then finally, we have Seth and Cody. Seth is still fighting Cody. Cody's not pulled from the night. This is still the main event. The match, however, has reportedly gone through a series of changes back and forth. So,
Seth.
okay.
You
Justin?
better give him a titty twister.
I'll also go Seth.
You're also hoping for a titty twister?
No.
Kenny?
Cody.
If he's going to be out for a while, I mean, if he's going to be, how long does it take to heal from a torn pectoral after surgery?
Here's the thing. This is Hell in a Cell. So they can play it off that he got injured while in Hell in a Cell. They can play it off that someone comes and beats him up after the match who injures him. They can merge any of those storylines in.
This injury can take a month to 4 months to heal.
They're not going to risk Cody having any type of blemish on his record.
Couldn't someone come in and take out Cody for Seth?
No blemish on his record. That would be a loss. No blemish on Cody's record. That's the only way you're going to build up to a strong competitor for Roman. It's got to be somebody who hasn't been beaten.
Truthfully, I think it's going to be a non-finish, but
you can make that prediction, brother. I have.
I do. Every time I've done it, though, it doesn't work out. So I just.
Oh no, I'm just going to pick what Matt picks because I've got one change. That way, I can win this whole thing with one match.
I changed. The show starts
in 8
minutes.
You know what?
Change
my judgment day to
change one from
Vin and AJ.
Yeah, like I changed one from what Matt had. That way, if he gets them all right, but I get the one that I feel most confident in, I still win. So I'm not trying to go all crazy, Kenny. I appreciate the advice though. I'm trying to win this belt.
All right, that'll do it. Thanks.
No, wait. Tito just said make a change for him. He said change Judgment Day to AJ.
Oh, okay.
Well.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. We will see y'all on
Thursday-ish.
Thursday. 8:30.
8:30-ish. Yeah, 8:30-ish is good.
We'll go over Double or Nothing.
Everything.
We'll go over the past 2 pay-per-views, yesterday and today. Any other news that happens, we'll go through it all. And then hopefully, is there any other pay-per-views coming up next week?
I think Slammiversary in 2 weeks.
2 weeks? That's enough time. We got to talk about Ace Austin next week. My boy Ace, getting a promotion. But we'll talk about it then. Thanks for following along, folks. We appreciate it. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend. We will see you Thursday. Until then, Under the Ring Podcast is out.